Hello, this is Richard Martindale on Martindale Digital Live. It is June 1st, and we're live at 5 here at 5 o'clock. And usually on this live stream, we talk about marketing for your law firm, attorney marketing, digital marketing for your business. But today it's a little bit what's been going on in the news. It makes at a time, much more serious time, and a time that attorneys can really get involved and stop the violence that's going on. If you have been watching any news over the weekend, I'm sure you've seen all the violence and protests and everything that is stemming from the killing first of Ahmaud Arbery in Brunswick, Georgia, but then also George Floyd last week in Minnesota. And these have obviously spurred a lot of protests, uh, emotions, violence that's now going on, and looting in many of the major cities. And many of the major cities are now coming in and actually putting in curfews in order to try and stop the violence. But as I thought about this over the weekend, and as a former prosecutor myself, um, attorneys play such a prominent role and need to be involved in stopping the violence on all fronts, stopping the violence from police officers on citizens and especially African Americans, which has been most prominent in the news lately, but also the violence that's going on from the looting and protests. You know, many of the attorneys in the country stand in prominent positions. You know, whether you're a prosecutor or a politician or just a private attorney, you have influence and can talk to people and have a platform to be able to help stop the violence that's going on. You know, I remember when I was a prosecutor in Houston, Texas, there were often times when, you know, things would happen and prosecutors had to get involved and had to step in, whether it was, you know, between police officers and citizens, in order to try and, you know, ensure that police officers obviously are following the law, making lawful arrests, not stepping outside the bounds. But then also, just as many of those attorneys move into positions of the politics of things, you know, whether it's mayors, city council, just representatives. So many of our elected officials these days have law degrees and are, you know, have been potentially practicing attorneys through the years. And my hope and my prayer as I, you know, have thought about everything that's been going on this weekend is that attorneys can step up and take a prominent role in getting, you know, things fixed, so to speak. You know, it's hard to know exactly everything that needs to be fixed and how to fix it, but I know that attorneys will be playing a prominent role in this. And my prayer is that they will be stepping up from a place of love and compassion and understanding all sides of these issues, because these are very complex issues that, you know, have been around for tens of many of, you know, decades and many years. So the attorneys need to get involved, you know, mediate what's going on, get involved and, you know, in the protests and make sure that, you know, there are lawful protests and that the violence is not getting out of, you know, context and just out of its scope as it has been over the weekend. We just need to get all this reined back in. And my hope is that so many of you attorneys, if you're out there and if you're watching this video, that you will take an active role in getting involved and getting this, you know, I don't know if we can say solved, but at least getting it resolved and back to a point of peace where people are getting along. You know, people are not fighting in the streets, not rooting or rioting and looting the stores. It's, you know, it's something that just really pains me as I think about it. And I hope that attorneys will step up and will get involved. You know, for myself, I am, you know, a person of faith. I'm a Christian, and I follow what the Bible teaches, and it talks about loving one another. You know, loving even your enemies. And I know from a personal, you know, standpoint that is very hard to do, but it's something that is required in this instance. And I hope that attorneys can be out on the forefront of this, you know, setting good examples, and also leading the charge with regard to bringing things back to normal and getting people back back away from the rioting and away from even the practices that have gone on in some police departments. I know that there will be attorneys involved, many prosecutors involved, and hopefully they'll be coming at it with a good heart and from the right place and getting this all back to normal. So, as I end this video today, I just want to implore you to think about what you can do personally to end the violence. I saw a link the other day from somebody. I'm a white male, obviously, so I'm not an African American. I'm not, I don't understand everything that goes into the other side, but I do know that there are things that I can do personally to, make sure that I'm going out of my way to ensure that I'm doing the right thing. And I saw an article, as I was saying the other day, and it said, it listed 75 things that a white person can do to try to get things back to where they should be and help the system and help the situation. That was a great article to read through. Some of the things didn't really apply to me, but things that we can all do. And as I said, attorneys will be in the forefront of this. You'll be out there. You'll be fighting the battles on a daily basis, whether it's the prosecutors or, whether you're in police administration, politicians. But I want you to know as an attorney that I've got your back. We're behind you. And I hope that all the attorneys can unite together and help stop this violence. That's all I have for you today. And we'll get back to attorney marketing and law firm marketing in the next few days. But I want you to think about what you can do personally and take some action. Don't just sit there, watch the news, and get upset or think that you can't do anything. Every single person can do something to help this situation, and attorneys especially. You're going to be in the forefront. You're going to be out there leading the charge. So do the right thing, and let's get this back where it should be. Hope you have a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow on Martindale Digital Live, where we'll get back into law firm marketing. Have a blessed day.